Grief is a journey, often long and at times overwhelming, that we embark on when we lose someone dear to us. It's a voyage that takes us through a sea of emotions, each wave different from the last, and leaves us navigating through unfamiliar territories of the heart and mind. Grief is not a sign of weakness nor a lack of faith. Instead, it's a testament to the depth of our love, the strength of our connection, and the impact that the departed had on our lives. It's a natural response to loss, a raw and honest emotion that speaks volumes about our capacity to care and love. The pain and confusion that often accompany grief can feel all-consuming. We may find ourselves asking, why did this happen, or how can I possibly go on? These feelings, although difficult to bear, are an integral part of the grieving process. They are the echoes of our loss, reminders of the void that has been left in our lives. In our quest to understand grief, we often come across the concept of the stages of grief. These stages, first proposed by psychiatrist Elizabeth Kubler-Ross in her book On Death and Dying, are commonly understood as denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. However, it's important to note that these stages are not a roadmap, but rather signposts on this journey. We may not experience all these stages, or we may go through them in a different order. Some of us might even revisit certain stages multiple times. Just as our relationships with the ones we've lost were unique, so too is our journey through grief. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to grieving. While some find solace in solitude, others may seek comfort in the company of loved ones, or in the pursuit of passions. Some find healing in tears, others in time. Grief is a deeply personal and individual experience, and it's okay to feel lost or unsure. It's okay to not have all the answers. It's okay to grieve in your own way, at your own pace. Remember, there's no right or wrong way to grieve. Everyone's journey is unique. Many of us have heard about the stages of grief, but what do they really mean? The journey of grief often unfolds in 5 stages: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. However, it's essential to remember that these stages aren't a rigid roadmap. They're more like signposts, offering us a sense of direction, but allowing for detours and even U-turns. Let's start with denial. This is the stage where the reality of loss is too overwhelming. It's as if our minds put up a protective barrier to shield us from the harsh truth. We might find ourselves questioning the reality of the situation, saying things like, "This can't be happening," or "There must be some mistake." Next comes anger. This stage can be marked by feelings of frustration or even rage. We might feel a sense of injustice, asking, "Why me?" or "Why them?" The world might seem unfair, leaving us feeling helpless and infuriated. The third stage is bargaining. Here, we might find ourselves making deals or promises, often with a higher power, in the hope of reversing the loss. We might say things like, "If only I had done this differently," or "I'll never do that again, if." Depression, the fourth stage, is when the full weight of the loss sinks in. We might feel deep sadness, emptiness, or even apathy. Activities we once enjoyed may lose their appeal as we grapple with our grief. Finally, there's acceptance. This doesn't mean we're over it, but rather that we've come to recognize the reality of our loss and are beginning to adjust to life without our loved one. It's a stage of peaceful resignation and, for many, a stepping stone towards healing. Remember, these stages are not a one-way street. We can shift between them, experience them in a different order, or even skip some altogether. Our grief is as unique as we are, and there's no right way to grieve. Understanding these stages can guide us through the complex journey of grief towards healing. Acceptance, the final stage of grief, is often misunderstood. It's easy to mistake it for a stage where you forget your loved one or are completely okay with the loss. But that's not what acceptance is about. Acceptance is not forgetting or erasing memories. Instead, it's acknowledging the reality of the loss. It's about saying, yes, this has happened. Yes, it hurts, but I will continue to live and cherish the memories of my loved one. This stage of acceptance doesn't mean the pain disappears. It might lessen, or it might stay the same. It might even resurface from time to time. But what changes is your relationship with the pain. It's no longer a roadblock that prevents you from moving forward. Instead, it becomes a companion on your journey, a reminder of the love and affection you shared. So how do you move forward? How do you honor the memory of your loved one while still progressing in life? There are countless ways to do this, each as unique as the relationship you had with your loved one. You might decide to keep their traditions alive, or you could create a special place in your home where you can quietly sit and remember them. You might find solace in writing letters to them, or maybe you'll find comfort in sharing stories about them with others. These are just a few examples. The key is to find what feels right for you, what brings you comfort, and what helps you honor your loved one in a way that resonates with you. But remember, it's okay to seek help. Grief can be overwhelming, and sometimes a professional can provide the guidance and support you need. Therapists, counselors, and support groups can offer valuable insights and strategies to help you navigate through your journey of grief. Acceptance is not an end, but a new beginning, a part of your journey where you learn to live with the loss and continue to cherish the memories of your loved one. It's a stage of growth, of learning to carry your love for them forward into the rest of your life. Because even though they're not physically here, their influence, their love, and their memory will always be a part of you. The path of grief is a difficult one, but understanding it can make your journey a little easier. We've explored the stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Each stage is a stepping stone towards the ultimate goal of acceptance, acknowledging the reality of our loss. Remember, everyone's grief journey is unique. It's okay to seek help, to lean on others. Remember, it's okay to grieve, it's okay to feel, and it's okay to heal at your own pace.